Hi, everyone.
Hello, hello. Let's give it a couple of minutes, well, or maybe 1 minute to have everyone join. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us. If you want to share on the chat, where are you joining us from? We would be thrilled to hear about it. My name is Eli Budeli, and I joined the team 3 years ago as a developer for the WordPress iOS apps. Currently, I lead the teams that work on the WordPress, Woo, and Simple Notes apps. Today, we're going to focus on WordPress, but we're planning on sharing more about our other apps in future sections. A fun fact about me is that I'm based in Montevideo, Uruguay, so winter just started a couple of days ago here in the Southern Hemisphere. Today with me, we have Joel.
Hi, everyone. My name is Joel Dean. I'm a software engineer on the WordPress Android app. I am based in the beautiful island of Jamaica, land of beaches, reggae, and the fastest man on earth.
Before we start the presentation, we wanted to share some details about the team that works on the WordPress apps. We have 32 full-time software engineers, 4 designers, 1 infrastructure engineer, and 1 quality assurance engineer working to bring you new features and bug fixes to the WordPress apps every 2 weeks. The team is fully distributed from Australia to the West Coast. We speak natively more than 10 languages, and we have about 15 different nationalities. In case you're wondering, my native language is Spanish.
So today, what we really want to do is we want to share with you all the cool things you can do with the WordPress apps. We're going to start off with an overview of the main features of the app, and then each of us is going to give a demo of our favorite app feature. Then we'll end the session with an amazing Q&A session. If you haven't used the WordPress apps before, you may be wondering, what can I do with the mobile apps? Well, the answer is you can do almost anything that you can do on a WordPress.com site. Our apps cover a variety of the WordPress.com features, such as allowing you to manage your site, check your stats, and create new content wherever you are. Most importantly, we support iOS and Android on both phones and tablets. So let's start off with My Sites. The WordPress app allows you to manage your WordPress.com and self-hosted sites all in one place. What's even cooler is that you can create new sites directly from your phone. Once you have created your new site, you can change anything about your site within the app. You can change the title, you can add an icon, and you can even change your theme. In this screen, you can find your share settings if you want to connect your posts to Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, or LinkedIn to give your post more exposure. You can also add and see all the users on your site, and you can keep track of all your followers with one tap. This is also a very important place to manage your discussion settings. So whether you want to allow comments or not, or if you want to automatically approve comments or hold some for moderation, you can manage all these discussion settings and so much more under site settings. So let's dive a bit into some more features of the app. We have this feature called the activity log. This feature is not known by many, but it's quite powerful. You can visit the activity log to keep an eye on your site to know everything that's happening. You can see your entries, your comments, and your plugin updates all in one place.
And of course, the new and amazing blog editor is available in our apps. To start a new poster page, you just tap on the pink plus icon on your site screen and you are on your way. From the editor, you can start drafts, schedule posts to be published later, configure your post visibility, their feature image, and add categories and tags. The editor might be smaller on your phone, but it's extremely powerful. We've designed all the interactions in the new editor from the ground up to make sure we offer an intuitive experience consistent with the way you're used to interact with content on your mobile device. We also have support for composing offline. So even if you don't have an internet connection, you can use the app to create content, add pictures to your posts and pages, and everything will be automatically uploaded the next time you're online. The content you can create from your phone has never been richer. We have some very, very cool blogs that you should check out. The gallery blog allows you to add an image gallery. The cover block lets you set a cover image with an overlaid color or gradient and a title. The media and text block lets you add an image with text on either side. The verse block allows you to write poems or song lyrics in your site. And the quote block lets you share content from your favorite authors. So far, it's been a 2 years long project, and we're super proud of how we've given our users the ability to create content on their mobile phone that before could have only been done on a computer. If you have a keyboard on your tablet or an external trackpad, we fully support those too. And if you've been following WWDC, the conference where Apple makes their latest announcements, they just announced a new feature called Scribble, where you write with a pencil on your tablet and the text is recognized. We've already tested this on our mobile editor and it works great. Stay tuned, because in the next couple of months, we will be added support for more blogs like social buttons, YouTube embeds, audio files, and contact form. One feature that's not really well known inside our editor is our integration with Pexels, a free stock image library. To access it, just add an image block and select Free Photo Library. From there, you can search thousands of images by extremely talented photographers. Including these images in your posts and pages will make them look more professional and appealing. But if what you're into is more fun content, I have a sneak preview for you. This feature is not released yet. It will be available in the next couple of weeks, but we've integrated the Tenor GIF library so you can search thousands of GIFs and add them to your site. To do so, you can follow the same mechanism as with Pexels. Just add an image block, search for the topic you're writing about, and select one or many GIFs to add to your post or page. While we work very hard to make the editor super easy to use, it's good to have some help when you're getting started. That's why we created starter page templates. Basically, we've given you some page templates with preloaded blocks, so you can have some guidance on common patterns to get started. Joy will do a demo on this later, but the next time you add a page to your site, pay attention to the icons on top of the keyboard and see if any of them matches your need. From there, you apply the template, and then you replace the boilerplate content with your own, and off you go. On the screen right now, you can see some example of the pages that our users have created with starter page templates. The huge advantage of using them versus creating everything up from scratch is that we've done the heavy lifting of composing the page for you.
Thanks, Ellie. So Ellie covered creating content, but what about consuming content and finding inspiration? Well, we've got you covered. At the center of the bottom bar, you can access our reader. The reader allows you to follow your favorite site and tags and get all the new content you want in an endless feed. You can also see some of our staff favorites by visiting the Discover section. A really, really cool feature of the reader is that it allows you to save articles for later. So say you see an article and you'd like to read it, but you don't have time for it right now. You can just tap on that little bookmark icon and we'll save it on your device so that you can use that article for your perusal even when you're offline. This feature is super useful when you have a commute with limited connectivity or if you're trying to save cellular data. Stats. Stats is one of my favorite features and one that Ellie will be doing a demo on later. About 2 years ago, we did a user research study and we asked our users, why do you keep coming back to our apps? And the winner was stats. That's why last year we went back to the drawing board and we redesigned the entire experience. Stats got a facelift. The numbers are easier to read, compare, and track over time. You're able to explore the insights about the history of your site using a new dedicated date bar as seen in the screenshots. To reiterate our commitment to ensuring that you enjoy stats on the go, we've optimized the Insights tab so that at a glance, you can get key information about your site's performance. Your stats are about the things you want to see and know about your site. You can customize your Insights tab to include whichever stats are most important to you. So say, for example, you're a blogger and you want to keep your eye on follower count, you can do that with stats. But say you're a business owner and you want to know how many daily views are my site getting, you can do that with stats and so much more. So please start using stats on the go. So you may be thinking, wow, stats is amazing, but our team isn't done with you yet. There is so much that you can do with stats. And what do you think about seeing the latest numbers about your site without even opening the app? You can add a widget to your home screen, and this widget will show the key numbers, and you don't even have to unlock your phone. Don't worry, Ellie will show you this and so much more in the demo session. So when we did our research, we found another big winner that kept drawing users back to our apps, and this was notifications. As site owners, notifications are the best way for you to stay engaged with your audience. You can approve comments, you can reply to comments, you can see who liked your post all in one screen. Also, if you enable our push notification feature, you'll know about real-time updates as they happen on your site. The reason we have put so much focus on notifications as a team is because engagement is the most important metric when building relationships with your users. It's how you stay connected to them so they can stay connected to your brand. The power to receive notifications in real time and respond to comments while your users are right there ultimately helps you to nurture these amazing relationships. Building community, which is one of the most defining factors that will separate your site from everybody else. So another cool thing that you can do with our app without even opening it is sharing content via share extensions. We created these shares extensions because several customers told us, hey, we want to capture an idea for later and we don't want to open the app. So we created this experience that makes this super seamless. Sharing your latest picture or quote is super straightforward. Once you tap the share button on any supported content outside the app, you'll see WordPress in the list of apps that are compatible. We support directly publishing to your site, or you're able to save a draft in case you want to review that later. When it comes on to creating apps, the WordPress mobile team is committed to our apps being fully accessible. We have support for larger fonts, screen readers, And we follow industry best practices to make sure our apps meet all accessibility standards. Some of these standards include optimized contrast, content labels, and customized navigation experiences that we have crafted for users with accessibility needs. Last year, to reiterate our commitment to accessibility, we did a project on improving the vision accessibility of the entire app so that it could be easier for users who are visually impaired to use the app. We collaborated with the American Printing House, a nonprofit who this nonprofit basically supports users who are blind and visually impaired. And they have been doing this for over 150 years. Together, we were able to establish means by which their members in the future would be able to test our apps with real-world scenarios, because we want to ensure that the changes we're making to our apps are benefiting real users. So let's hear a bit about internationalization. Over to you, Ellie.
Hey, I'm back, right?
Yes, you're back.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Maybe my router, something weird. Okay, so we're done with accessibility, Joel?
Yes.
Thank you. But of course, we want our apps to be accessible to users all over the world. That's why we have them localized to over 30 languages, which is trickier than you would think, because it's not only just translating text. So for example, if you take text in English versus German, German is much longer, and the entire user interface needs to take those variations into account and adjust accordingly. Another tricky one are right to left languages, because it's not only the direction of the text that changes, but every user interface component and every user interaction has to be mirrored. We have translations for all the big ones: Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, Hebrew, French, and German, and a ton of the smaller ones. During doing the research for this presentation, I was very surprised to see that the apps are translated to Czech, Dutch, and even Welsh, to name a few. This is a recent addition and a favorite in the team and for our users: dark mode everywhere. Both in Android and iOS, we have support for dark mode, and it truly looks awesome. Like the pink and the blue really stand out. If your phone or tablet is set up to use dark mode, the WordPress apps will pick that automatically and will switch accordingly. But if you don't want to change your entire phone to dark mode, but you will still like to see how it looks in the WordPress apps, don't worry, we have a setting for that. You can just go to my site, tap on your profile at the top right, App Settings, Appearance, and choose Dark. You can revert this setting anytime. Last but not least, all the great support that they're used to is available on the mobile apps. Just go to your site, tap on your profile icon on the top right, go to Help and Support, and you can reach out to our happiness engineers that will be ready to answer all your questions. If there is any feature that you would like to see in the apps or something that could be smoother, just let them know. The support and development teams work closely together to make sure we give you the best possible experience on WordPress on the go. And now we're gonna get to the most exciting part of the presentations, which are demos. Joel? Oh, he's going to be doing starter page templates, which is the easiest way to get started with new pages. Okay, that's awesome, I can see that.
Awesome, so are you seeing my screen? Great. So everyone, this is a demo environment to showcase to you the cool things we've done with starter page templates. This phone that you're seeing right now on my screen is a virtual device that I use every day on my computer to test the latest features in the WordPress mobile app. So to begin the demo, let's first create a new page. You do this by clicking on this pink icon that's in the bottom right corner of your My Site page.
Se me fue dando de vuelta, yo no lo puedo creer.
Okay, I think we might have lost Joel there.
Looks like it. I thought it was my connection. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's not
Joel...
worry. Yeah, we'll get him back. We'll get him back. We can take a look at stats in the meantime.
Okay, fire it up, Ellie. Thank you.
Yes. So, okay. As we were talking earlier, stats is something that our users love, our team loves, and we put a lot of work. We just got rid of everything that we had before and we built it from the ground up. How do you get the stats? Let's take a look. So on your My Site view, you just tap stats, and there you have your view. We're going to focus first on the 4 options that we have on the right, which are years, months, weeks, and days. Each of them covers a different period, and you can navigate by tapping on top of them. The 4 tabs have the same information, so we're just going to take a look at it on weeks. At the top, you have the date that's being covered. And you have also these little arrows that allow you to navigate between different weeks in this case. The next item is our graph view that shows you your views, your visitors, your likes. It takes a little bit to load. This one takes a little bit to load, and your comments. Here, you can also navigate between different dates by just tapping on the different bars. Below this, we have our posts and pages. So this is just a list of the most popular posts and pages for that particular date. And if you want to expand on this information, you can just tap on View More, and you will get all of them listed here with a number for the number of views that it has on that week in this case. The next section is referrers. This is which websites are bringing traffic to your site. So we can see it's WordPress Reader, the dashboard, Twitter, the WordPress Android app. And again, you can drill more and see more information on this view. Clicks. What are clicks? These are the links that people are clicking to go outside from your site. So usually there are things that you would put on your site, and you just can keep an eye on how many people are clicking on which. If your site has multiple authors, then you can see which ones are the more popular on the author section. This is actually my favorite part, the little map that's color heated and shows you where your visitors are coming from. Super interesting to see. And like, it's really nice to be able to see all the countries and just imagine, right, how people from Zimbabwe or Costa Rica, for example, found about your site and are visiting it now. Search terms is just what people are searching for inside your site. This is a list of the published posts, and these are the views if you have any videos on your site, and the final sections is find file downloads if you have any files available for download. So that covers all the views in the days, weeks, and months sections. But what's really interesting that Joel was mentioning is the insights part. Insights is the one section in stats that you can really make your own. So let's dismiss this, which is telling you that you can make this your own, and let's try it. this is a list of cards, and I can choose which cards do I want on my insights. So if I am a blogger, for example, I will probably care about followers a lot, and not necessarily about the most popular time. So we can take a look, grab followers, move it up, and move it up. And when I go to insights, it's the first thing that I'm going to see. How many followers do I have right now? And then I can get my latest post summary. But if that's not something that I want, we can just remove it from insights. Just play around and see what works for you. Let's go to widgets, actually. So if you have multiple sites, you just need to choose which one you want to use with widgets. You do it here. You say use this site. And then let's just go to our home screen. You swipe right 2 times or how many screens you have, and then you tap this little edit button. You have to scroll down and find our 3 widgets here. So let's add them. And now, without even unlocking my phone, if I swipe right, I can get summary of my how many visitors did I have today? How many visitors did I have all times? This one's taking a little bit too loud. And then my stats for this week. So let's remove this one so we have more space for WordPress. Again, this is one that will depend on what you care about and what's more interesting. That's why we've given you 3 different options. Oh, Joel, you're back. Do you want to go to starter page templates now?
Yes. Hello? All right.
Yes.
So hi, everyone. I'm back. So I want to give you a demo of starter page templates. So once you create a page, you'll see all the floating shapes of all the cool pages that you can make. So let's take a look at our about page. Once you click about, you'll be able to see a preview of your template. Once you're okay with the preview that you're currently seeing, you can click apply. And once applied, your editor will be populated with all the cool contents from that template. So as you can see, the name of this site is Hello Kitty, and we're creating a site about kittens. But let's make this site a bit cooler with a cool cover image. So once you click on the plus button and you scroll all the way down and you select the cover, you can add this cover block and add an image from our free photo gallery. So selecting add image or video will allow you to choose a free photo from this gallery. So let's type in cat and we'll select a cute kitten from our gallery here. It's uploading, and voila, our site has a nice kitten on the about page. With the cover block, you can also add text and you can modify the settings of the cover block so that it can be more to your liking. So some things that you can do is you can change the opacity, you can change the height of the cover block. So in this case, if we increase the height, the kitten will get really large. What's even cooler about the editor is that any change you make to your site, you can preview it in real time. So once you click the menu button and you click preview, our app will generate a live preview that will show you how your site will look right on your phone. So these are the changes we made, and this is the changes live on a WordPress site. What's even cooler is that you can preview the changes on a desktop device within the browser. So once you click this button in the bottom right corner and you select desktop, voila, you're now seeing the site as a desktop site. So this is to further reiterate our commitment to ensuring that users can do full site editing on the mobile device. So let's go a bit more into starter page templates and let's create another page. And this time we'll be using a portfolio. So as the editor loads, what will happen is the chips will be visible. And again, you can click on the chip that you're interested in, the template you're interested in, and the editor will give you a preview. Once you look at this template and you say to yourself, I like this, I would really like to use this template. You click apply and instantly the editor is populated with all the contents. What's cool is that with all of these contents, you can make modifications to this template within the editor to suit all your needs. So say we're looking at this page and we're saying, I don't really want to have 2 gallery blocks. You can simply select that gallery block, click on the menu button, and click Remove Gallery. And instantly, that gallery is removed from your page. So even though we have these starter page templates, you can customize all these templates to your liking. So let's take a look at the gallery block. Once you select the gallery block, you have all these images and functionality that you can customize to suit your needs. Say you select an image, you can move it around and change its position. You can even remove different images from the gallery block, or you can add an image. So all our blocks are built with customization in mind. So let's have a look at our page, right? When we scroll down to the bottom, we see that we have a Get in Touch button. But this button could use a bit more life. So let's modify the color of this button so that it's more attractive to the user and we can increase engagement on our Kitty site. So for example, we can change the background color. And as you notice, in real time, the editor is changing the color. You can even select a custom color from the color picker. So whichever color you may have in mind, you can set for this button. And even cooler, we have the functionality to change the border radius. So if you increase the border radius of your button, you'll see that your button now has a new, clean, rounded look. What's even cooler is the WordPress mobile apps team is all about dark mode. So your editor is able to adapt to this setting instantly. Look at that, dark mode everywhere. So now you're able to edit your site in dark mode. And again, you can click preview and we generate an amazing preview for your site in real time. We're talking about full-blown editing on your mobile device. So here's the button that we changed, and it's live in your browser with the touch of a button. So we're taking a look at our screen and we're like, this is a kitty site, so we need more kitties. So we can select add, and we can add an image block that will allow us to add another kitty to our site. So once we search for the image that we're interested in, it's instantly added to our site. So which one should I choose? Let me choose this one. So instantly, once you add an image, it's available on your site. And this is the part of the demo where I want to showcase media editing. Available now in your editor is the ability to edit images. So in the top right corner of this image, you can click on this media editing button and you're able to edit the picture to your liking. So say you want to crop out the face of the kitty because the kitty is so cute. You can do a crop and instantly the picture is edited. What's even cooler is that you can do a ton of complex editing, such as doing a rotation, or you can do a scale effect if we just wanted to zoom in on the kitty. So you can do this and so much more all the blocks within our editor are super powerful, and you can customize your page to your liking and preview it on your site, even in dark mode.
Thank you. I actually want to show one more thing in the editor. Can I stop your sharing? Yes?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I know everyone is excited about the GIFs. Let's see how it's done. Let's just add a new blog post here. I'm gonna go with puppies, so we're not repetitive. And we have to add a gallery. We select add media. We choose the free GIF library option, and we search for puppies. Here, we can select as many GIFs as we want. Let's just give it a second to load. Oops, more than a second today. Seems like we're having some slow internet all around.
While we're waiting, I just want to point out we've got some awesome viewers from all over the world here and on Facebook and YouTube. And please do ask any questions you have over in the Q&A box on Zoom, because Ellie and Joel are going to stick around and answer a few of our questions. There are some puppies. We got a lot of kitties and puppies.
There, we have them. So we add them to our post. That's all it takes. Just once more, add an image, free GIF library, and here you search. Then when you're ready, you can publish it. You choose your visibility when you want to publish it, and you can add tags. So just puppies, and we're done. I think we're ready for Q&A now.
Okay, that sounds great. Hi, everyone. I'm Jeff, also from the WordPress.com team, lurking in the background. And also a shout out to our audiences who are watching us today on Facebook and YouTube, where we had some social interactions going, including some compliments from Joel's countrymen down in Jamaica. So a lot of kitties from Jamaica, and a few shout outs for both Ellie and Joel. So thank you both so much. And also thanks to our colleagues, Dean and Darnell and Melissa, who have been taking your questions in Q&A throughout the workshop. Great job, Ellie and Joel. Let's just take a couple questions. And again, apologies if any of these have been touched on in your demos. But for the first one, the first question I wanted to ask was about the free photo library, Abraham asked. And I believe you just showed us how you can pull photos and GIFs in. Abraham was asking specifically, can you access those photos from the desktop version of WordPress.com as well? And you definitely can, so that's the answer to the question. But are there any differences, Ellie, to what you can access in your app versus in WordPress.com on desktop?
There are no differences. Sometimes one is a little bit ahead of the other. So yes, you can access the Pexels photo library on desktop. What you can't access on the desktop just yet is the GIF library. That's one of the features that we are doing before the desktop. So we're excited about that.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's good. Good to know. That covers a couple things, including what's the latest. That was one of the questions we got on social. What is the latest that you're excited about? GIFs being one of those things. Okay, that's a good one. We had a question specifically when we're looking at blocks, and if either of you want to demo this, how do you move those blocks up and down when you're actually building a page layout? And I think you showed this, but I think it's really important is how much easier it is to move content around. So if you don't mind showing that again.
Yeah, I have it on my screen. So if we want to look at it when we're building, let's go with about, which is an easy one. So each block, once you select it, will have these arrows next to it. This is a group, so that's why they're all together. So just tapping these arrows is what lets you move things up and down. And I can add an image if that will make it easier to see. So let's just add something from here. What about the carrot? Oh, there. Okay. So we have the image here. Just tap on the arrows and it goes down. That easy.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, it's become so very easy to move content of all types around using those blocks and then the arrows. And by the way, again, for desktop users, the arrows work very similarly on desktop. And Ellie, you talked about the photos library. Just so everyone knows, it's a Pexels powered photo library with, I think, over 40,000 free images that are available to be used too. So good questions, good questions. Keep them coming. Here is a question about adding a get in touch button. And I don't remember if either of you showed a block that was kind of a contact us or a get in touch type of block. If you did, feel free to reference that. And if not, Monica asks, how do we add a link to a get in touch button?
Yeah, I mean, I could actually show that again, and I can cover another question that we had is, how do I include a link to a file?
Yes.
Because I have my simulator ready. So here, let's say we want to include a link to a file. We just need to select where the text that we want to include it with, and it's going to be at the top of your keyboard on your device. Just select this, the link, and here you will have the URL. So let's say WordPress.com, and it shows you what's the text that's going to be linked. In this case, is what I selected, want to know, and that.
Oh, we lost
Okay.
it.
That's
Yes, what Ellie was basically saying is that all you have to do is select the text, and within the editing toolbar, you can add a link to it, and you'll be able to see the text that's linked and the link that you will be led to when that link is clicked.
great. Good, 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 good. And Karen and Catherine were two people who had asked about that, inserting a link. So thanks for sharing that one, Ellie. And
We wanted to do the button, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So just plus here, scroll down, find what you want, type the text. And always look for this little wheel for settings in blocks, because that's what will allow you to customize things. I'm gonna scroll a little bit. So this is in view. So here you can choose the text color. You can choose your background color. Well, that's not looking great, but you get the idea, right? The border radius. And here again, you can add the URL that you want for your button.
Great. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, we'll zoom out a little bit here. We had a couple good questions about both categories and then navigation. So a couple people, including on social media and then here in Zoom Q&A, both Sanjana and Peace wanted a recap of how to categorize, especially your posts. And so if you don't mind showing what we can do with that from the app, that's a question that came up a couple times. I think we're going to be in demo world for a bit here. There's a couple pretty good specific hands-on questions, and then we'll zoom out for a couple kind of site and account management things.
Do you have that ready, or do you want me to cover that?
Oh, you can cover them. Yeah,
I can do it. Yeah.
And
No
show
problem.
categories and tags.
So there's two ways to add that. You can go to your post settings here. So we're looking at our page, or let's actually create a blog post, which is the most usual way to do this. So, and we want to, let's say we want to add categories and tags. We just tap on the ellipsis on the top right. We go to post settings. And here we have a lot of things that we can do with our post. We have categories where we can add a new one. So let's say we want to categorize it deaf. And we can add tags. So Coco, puppies, kittens, done. And there are more settings here. If you want to make your post sticky, if you want to set up your Slack, so it will be your short URL or your excerpt. But also, when you publish, you're gonna get the options just in here, so you don't have to navigate into post settings. If the only thing that you want to do is set up tags, you can just do it once you're ready to publish. So there you can select, or you can remove the ones that you don't want, and you're ready to go.
Excellent, excellent. Very good. While we're on it, this was one of the ones that we talked about in our planning, but for Joel or Ellie, what are some of the, some of the most common post types that you're seeing users create from mobile? I mean, we focus a lot on images and GIFs and such. What else do you notice that people are using the app for, especially?
We really have users that use the app for everything, but we have a lot of users that post almost exclusively from the share extension on their photo blogs. So they take a picture and they just share it from there. And we have a lot of people that collect quotes, which is something you can also do from the share extension or from inside the editor. Then we have people that write really long content, just really long blog posts, which is always a surprise, right? From their phones or their tablets. So I would say there's what's expected, which is a lot of people creating short posts with heavy on images and quotes. And then there's the entirely unexpected, which is people that started their site on their phone and have never done anything in their computer, and they're almost like writing novels there.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that one. You can, if you're out and you can draft a post, put an image that you've just taken right into it, and then you can publish it, or you can, go clean it up if you need to. And when you're sitting calmly somewhere to finish a post, I love that one. Two of our guests today, Sanjana and Piyush, have asked about adding navigation and adding menus. And I don't know if it's easy to show what's possible in the app to add menus.
Yes. So it's a little bit trickier than other things, but we have support for it. Again, on my side, you go to menus, scroll down, personalize menus, and here you're gonna see your primary menus, and you can add pages. This site is a little bit empty, but you can add, oh, look, we have this page and we have this one. So we can add our test page here. These are all under our home menu. We can rearrange them. We have our default primary and social link menus. We can add a new menu if we want. What do we want to do? We want to discard. Let's just keep our changes and save them better. And you can do simple additions here. So if you want to change the name, you can do that here too.
I love it. I love it. That's looking good in the app. That's great progress. Don't want to backtrack too far, but Catherine asked a follow-up. Sorry, Ellie, were you done showing us the menus? I just started.
Yes, I was done.
Okay. Yeah. Catherine said, where do we upload files if you're going to link to a file? Just to close that loop out.
You will have to upload them to your WordPress media library. Okay. So you can access it, of course, on your desktop. You have a quick way to access it here. So you go here, you do plus, and there you choose from your device. If you have the file on your device, of course. If not, you're going to have to do this on the computer. But all the files that you want to be accessible from your site, they're going to have to live on your media library.
Perfect.
Or you can link to an external site if that's what you want, right?
Right. Okay, perfect. Couple more questions. These are great questions. Thank you both for taking them. Melissa just asked a question about, Melissa just answered a question about SEO. And other of our guests had asked, what are some of the differentiators? Why do we prefer using WordPress and WordPress.com? And one of the tools that we really offer our users is an emphasis on SEO or search to drive users to be able to find your site. So I don't know if either of you can just touch briefly on what you can do from the app to kind of manage your SEO, and then also what you recommend doing from desktop from an SEO standpoint.
Well, from an SEO standpoint, one of the main things about SEO is creating really good content so that when the search engine does indexing, your page will have high ranking in the search engine. So one of the, the mobile app itself can't add meta tags easily, but within the mobile web, from your phone, you can add these meta tags that will allow your site to rank higher. You can, these tags and different links that you can add to your content will also contribute to your SEO. So from a high level, the main advice we have for SEO is that what we've realized is Google has constantly been modifying the algorithm that is used for search engine optimization. And what they're really looking for are sites that have a lot of content, sites that have long form reading so that users are engaged. So one of the biggest SEO tips, even from your mobile device, is to utilize our features that allow you to post a lot, allows you to post long form content, and to just put as much information on your site so that when the crawlers come looking, they'll be like, wow, this is an amazing site with a lot of content. Users are spending longer time reading these articles so we can rank them higher. So it's a mixture of writing longer form content that's engaging and then adding these different tags so that the indexing can be highly performant.
Yeah, this is actually the reason why we moved tags to that formal screen, is to remind people to add tags to their posts before they publish them, so they can be easily found by other people that are looking for related content.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great. And again, there's a lot you can do in the posts themselves to help users find a path through your blog, for example, or find their way to your site in general. And then for some of those features, you can continue to tweak the metadata, as we say, the meta tags on the desktop version. Good stuff. One last kind of content type question, and then after that, I just have a couple more, and we can wrap. What about adding mobile friendly forms? Do you recommend? We have a couple different options for adding blocks that include forms to collect information from your audience. What do you have to say for our users on the mobile friendliness of forms? I believe all of our forms are kind of mobile optimized so that they're going to show up well on a mobile screen.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add to that?
Honestly, as long as you're using one of our blogs, that should not be a concern.
Yeah.
As a user, we make sure that everything works correctly on desktop and mobile web. The good thing about blogs, though, is that you can simplify them. So if you know that most of your audience is coming from phones, maybe you want to have a very simple contact form where you only have a text field and a button, and that's all you need. While if it's more of a business site, you want people to leave their phone, you can make that a little bit more complex. But it really, all our themes, all our blogs that we ship on WordPress.com are optimized to work great on mobile and desktop sites.
Yeah, that's great. And my advice as the marketing person would be, imagine your users are visiting your site from their phone. Ask the minimal amount of information that you need, either to be compliant if you're collecting email addresses, for example, or just to make sure that they can quickly and easily fill in information from their own phones. But yeah, if you go to blocks and add in a form, it's gonna work well for your users, for your visitors on mobile as well. Last kind of feature functionality question. This one actually came from Facebook. Arisha on Facebook asked about social sharing. So linking out from your blog to your own Facebook page, for example, or Instagram or whatever else. So whether talking us through that or if there's anything you want to show us, what would you say about adding social sharing to your mobile site?
So I think you're the expert here, but.
Oh, so in terms of social sharing, within your My Site configuration settings, you will see that there is an option called sharing. And once you click on that sharing option, you can then do a connection to the different social networks. And from there, you'll be able to basically automatically share new posts with your friends. So within the My Site screen, let me share my screen quickly so that you can have a look at this. Let me know if my screen is visible. Awesome. So within your configuration here, you will have the sharing button. And once you click the sharing button, you're able to connect your site to Facebook, LinkedIn, Tumblr, Twitter, and you can even manage these buttons so you can see the labels that go along with sharing your posts. You can show different buttons on your post so that other users can reshare. So all of that can be configured using the sharing functionality in the mobile app.
Excellent. Excellent. And really good question from multiple guests today, and really important because we can do everything we can to optimize our site, to draw traffic to it, to optimize for search, and at the same time to share your content out in social channels is a great way to continue to build your audience. So just two more questions. A couple of people asked about differences between using the app on Android versus iOS. One question was specifically about building menus. So just in general, any guidance for Android versus iOS users? I don't want to open up too much discussion on that. And of course, for all of our guests, if you have any specific questions, please go to wordpress.com/help and make sure that our incredible happiness engineers are helping you with your site.
Most features are available in two. I think menus is one of the exceptions where we don't have support in Android. So that's why we were both laughing. But we try to have all features available in both platforms. And the other thing is we want to hear from users. So if there's something missing, let us know. Like, it's hard for us. WordPress is so huge, right? And we are trying to keep up with everything that's shipping on the web version. So we need to really prioritize what we do. So just let us know. You're missing menus, reach out, let us know, and we'll build it for you.
And to add to what Ellie just said, the editor, which is the core of creating posts, work the same way on both Android and iOS. So that's somewhere that we've got you covered in terms of functionality. When we ship new blocks, pretty much most of the time, the functionality is similar on both platforms. So if you have an Android and an iPhone and you want to switch between creating or modifying posts on either platform, you're good to go.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Great question. Great astute question from our audience, but that's exactly right. So one more question that came up in planning, and that as I was looking at our social audiences today, what if you're managing multiple sites from the app, multiple WordPress sites? Any advice on that? Let's say you're managing several sites, navigating around amongst the sites that you're managing through the app.
So let me share my screen quickly.
Perfect.
One of the coolest things about the app is that we allow you to manage multiple sites. So once you are on your My Site page, you can click this button called Switch Site. And when you click Switch Site, you'll see a list of all your sites. Simply just click into another site and you're switched in a second. And the entire app is basically about that site now. So you can switch between sites in a matter of seconds by clicking the Switch Site button right here.
Great.
But for example, notifications, you're going to get the notifications for all your sites in the app. So no need to worry about that.
Monica asked, just real quick on that note, can you manage users or administrators to your sites via the app?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes. My site, I think it's my site my site configure people.
Okay, perfect. My site and then configure people. Well, we're nearly at time. Karen had asked about a question about building your site on WordPress.com versus anywhere else using WordPress. And Karen says, I'm an artist. I want to share my portfolio and have a merchandise store. And she said, is there an advantage to using WordPress.com? And so I wanted to answer part of that question, because what we're seeing right now, especially over the last couple of months, is many of our users on WordPress.com are finding ways to do business on their sites, you know, from yoga studios and to language instruction to artists, to business service providers. You know, we've all had to adjust to doing so much more business through our website. And so I think one of the real strengths for WordPress.com is to be able to do the entire thing right there, and much of it in the app, as we've seen today, to build a portfolio, to design it the way you want, and then to be able to sell work, for example, artwork in Karen's case. And my last part of the answer to the question before I see if either Ellie or Joel want to answer anything there. Well, two. One is each day we're doing webinars. Go to wordpress.com/webinars, and you can see webinars covering everything from how you can collect payments on your site to how you can use WooCommerce if you're looking to sell lots of merchandise on your site, to our Wednesday session earlier today, how to be a great blogger. We've had a number of great questions about blogging today. And I think Joel gave some really good advice on that. So that's the way I see it, is just the entire system of things that you'd need, from design to content to selling or to building your audience in terms of marketing and social sharing. But what's impressive to me is how much we've added into the app. So just as a closing thought, Ellie and Joel, anything else that you want to share about using WordPress.com, using it in the app, and what we're seeing our users doing these last couple of months as so many more have adjusted to doing their businesses online?
I just add a note there that we also have a WooCommerce app. So we got to cover whatever kind of business you're running. We have some people that use both, right? Because they manage their site on the WordPress app and they manage their orders on the Woo app. From our point of view, just that we want to hear from you. We are really happy with supporting all our users. We know that the apps are very helpful for them on their day-to-day lives, but the best way for us to prioritize what comes next is to hear from our users and hear what they need.
Absolutely.
Joel?
Oh yes, for me, in terms of the app, I've heard from a lot of people that it's a bit scary to modify sites on a phone. And I can understand that. But one of the coolest features, as we have demoed, is the ability to preview. So whether you're in a train, whether you're on a plane, whether you're in a meeting, you can make a modification using your editor, and you can click preview, and you'll know how your site will look. So you can take full advantage of the mobile experience to create your sites in confidence. And that's something our team pushes all our features with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah, that's great advice, and I think we'll close on that. It's there's nothing like the sort of conditions that we have faced globally over the last couple months to force us to change how we use our websites on the go, for example, in the mobile app. So echoing what Ellie said is to definitely share your feedback. One of the great things about WordPress.com is when you need support, you get to work with our incredible team. Don't be shy to reach out via WordPress.com/help or in the app. And on that note, a huge thank you to Darnell and Melissa and Dean behind the scenes today, answering so many good questions. If we didn't answer your question, please do reach out to our happiness team. And Ellie and Joel, thank you so much for sharing so much progress and so many best practices for our mobile setup.
Thank you for inviting us. It was a pleasure.
Thanks, everyone. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
And thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you for joining. And lastly, to our attendees on Facebook and YouTube, thanks for joining us. For those of you who joined us here in Zoom, when we end, you will see a survey. Definitely a great place to share your feedback, even in how we're helping you learn to use our tools, including our apps. Check out those other webinars that we're offering every single day, wordpress.com/webinars. And on behalf of the WordPress.com team, our best wishes for you all to be safe and healthy wherever you are in this world. And thank you for joining us today, and we hope to see you again very soon. Have a great day.
Bye-bye. Thank you.